Just Capital out with its Just 100 list this week. It's a comprehensive ranking of the largest U.S. public companies on all sorts of ESG issues that are of importance to key stakeholder groups, including the environment, communities, and workers. HP, among the names making this year's list, the company ranking 27th overall and third in the tech hardware industry. Joining us now is HP CEO Enrique Lores. Welcome to Closing Bell, Enrique. Good to see you.
Sarah, thank you for having me here, and really thank you for the effort that CNBC and Just Capital have done during this week.
No, we've been having some great conversations, and I'm happy to continue them. I actually wanted to start with you on diversity, because you get really high ranks there and have one of the most diverse boards in the country. Why has this been such a difficult problem, especially for the technology industry?
Well, first of all, we think that diversity is one of the key priorities for us, and we think we need to start from the top, and this is why we have one of the most diverse boards in America. And I think this, as we have continued to hire new directors during the last years, we have made sure that diversity was always one of the criteria that we choose to select them. If we look at the industry, I think what is important is every time you need to look for a new director, consider diversity one of the key criteria that you need to look for, because by having a diverse board, we will be able to make better decisions, we will have better discussions, and we get a lot of good advice from our board because of how diverse it is.
I know you have a target of gender parity for management in the next decade. How do you get there? And how do you get there faster?
So, first of all, let me acknowledge that this is a journey. We have done a lot of things during the last years to continue to make progress, but we need to accept that we have a long way to go. And we really need to start by hiring more women, especially more women engineers, as is the case of the majority of our workforce. Make sure that they see HP and they see our company as a place where they can continue to develop their careers, where they get the right opportunities to get promoted. And one of the big initiatives we have as a company is something we call School of Talent, which is really centered in making HP a destination place for top talent around the globe, because they see the company as a place where they can really grow and develop their careers.
What about the E part of ESG, Enrique? Not trying to be annoying here, but I wonder whether, given your passion for ESG overall, that you do hope ultimately in, let's say, 10 years' time, we're into a world where no one needs a physical printer, that we're not using paper for things like that, and we're purely digital.
Well, first of all, let me say that as a company, we believe that taking action to slow down or to reduce climate change is one of the most important priorities for us as a company and also for us as a generation. And we have defined very specific goals on areas where we can directly influence from the company, around carbon footprint, around circularity, and also about reforestation. Because as you are saying, many people connect printing with paper and paper with cutting trees. And this is why we have selected reforestation as one of our priorities. We are partnering with the World Wildlife Fund. We are partnering with Jane Goodall in her Trees for Jane initiative. And during the next years, we are going to be investing to drive reforestation to compensate for whatever paper not coming from sustainable forests used in HP printers.
I think you also use recycled ocean plastics, right, in some of these printers as components. Can this be a sales advantage for you and not just sort of a statement of purpose for the company? Does it actually help you sell printers if you can advertise that there are ocean plastics in them and that they are sustainably made?
We think that more and more customers want to buy products from companies they trust, from companies that represent the values that they have. And clearly, by using a recyclable material, both in our printers and in our PCs, we think that we are doing the right thing, but also we are generating a competitive advantage. And this is why we just announced in CES that we have more than 160 of our PCs using recyclable plastic, using ocean-bound plastic, because we think this really gives us an advantage and really will help us to continue to grow in the market.
Thanks so much for joining us, Enrique. It's good to see you.